popcorn has been popped, your friends have been invited, you're all sitting down for your annual Fast and the Furious movie marathon. There will be fast cars, furious men, and sexy shots of Vin Diesel as he breathes, speaks, and drives a car. What could possibly go wrong? All is well until Janet begins talking. When is Shia LaBeouf coming on? Did I tell you about that time I got rejected by a guy with a Maserati? Who would you rather kill, marry, or fuck? Do you think Vin Diesel looks like that, or is it Photoshop? Did you know that when they were filming Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, over 100 cars were destroyed or wrecked? Yeah, really. I read it on IMDb just now. What was that? What's happening? They drove a car real fast. Be quiet. Luke, I am your father. Is this you? Are you Janet? That person who incessantly makes comments while watching a movie so now no one invites you to their movie nights anymore? Then I have the solution to your problems. I'm very passionate about film history, and lately I've been researching Benshi, the movie narrators of the Japanese silent film era, for a video and article that will be coming out in a few weeks. The Benshi were performers who would stand next to the movie screen and narrate the film to make sure it was understandable to the moviegoers. These performers were often the reason people would visit a specific theater, and during their glory days, they were more popular than the actors themselves. The Benshi art form of narration is now pretty much dead. There are some troopers still left in the game, like Kataoka Ichiro and Sakamoto Raiko, that are still keeping the tradition alive. But with the introduction of sound to cinema, most of the Benshi profession died out. It's understandable that films have evolved. There's sound, dialogue, and visual storytelling that prevents it from being natural to have a live narrator next to the screen. But I can think of a few reasons as to why we should reinstate this tradition, or at least throw a really good theme party with a narrated movie theme. Stick around to hear the 5 reasons why you should be hosting a narrated movie night ASAP. What are Benshi? Benshi were Japanese performers who presented live narration for silent films. The word Benshi stems from the longer phrase Katsudo Shashin Benshi, which directly translates into English as motion picture speaker. In the early days of film, the Benshi started off the movie screening with a mae setsume, an introduction before the movie, an explanation of what would be happening in the film. As films evolved, the Benshi would stand in a dimly visible spot to the left of the movie screen, often wearing Western clothes such as a tuxedo and a bow tie, and perform their setsume as the movie was happening. They would read the intertitles and voice out all the on-screen characters. They would also add their own commentary, explain the plot and visuals, or describe the reason behind sudden transitions or otherwise confusing edits. Some recited poetry or literature to amplify moving moments. And because they often only got one single screening of the film before it was time for the first public viewing, they were known for improvising, making jokes, and going off script. This meant that they would manipulate the films as they saw fit. If the Benshi's dialogue would take longer to perform than what a scene allowed for, the Benshi would just instruct the projectionist to lower the projection speed. Equally, if he found a scene boring, he might just crack some jokes and fast forward a bit. Imagine that amount of creative freedom. So, how can I host my own narrated movie nights? I know what I'm suggesting might be outrageous to you. Inviting your friends over so that they can speak during the movie, but hear me out. You'll turn the film experience into a more human experience. First of all, it's all about the experience. Think of all of your favorite movie moments. Are they only linked to the content matter of the films? I rave about creative color grading, exciting editing, or witty dialogue, but I also intrinsically associate film with some of my best movie experiences. When I saw The Fighter in theaters, the guy next to me literally felt the movie so hard he couldn't help but take some jabs at the screen. The first gory scene in Midsommar was so shocking to some of the people around me that a lot of them just got up and walked out. This made me want to stay even more. I remember accidentally watching Seven with my dad completely backwards. We unknowingly watched disc 2 before disc 1, spoiling the ending, not understanding the beginning, but sharing a really good laugh. I also think about that time I sobbed for 20 minutes straight watching Avengers Endgame. The satisfaction of the guy I'm dating realizing he had won me over to Team Marvel as he tried to comfort me turned it into a memory for life. These are memorable moments because they are connected to people I have treasured and had fun with. Sharing these movie experiences with the community added another layer to the film experience, making it more complex and meaningful. In his book, Writing a Pure Cinema, Aaron Andrew Garrow pinpoints the key element I want to press on here. The focus of the early Japanese film industry was exhibition, not production. Cinema was a new phenomenon, a technological wonder to show off as an experience in a physical space. In its infancy, cinema adapted traits from other art forms such as literature and theater. It learned some valuable lessons from its older parents and siblings, and during its tween years grew a puny little mustache, got a moped, and decided that the best course of action was to work hard to find its own style. Cinema didn't need to explain things the same way a work of literature or a play had to. It rebelled and decided no narration. Narration is for losers and old people. Although we can argue whether it actually did this because so many good movies still use narration. But things have changed. Cinema is now definitely a legitimate art form. We can go back to having fun with it. This leads us to the next point. Number 2, you can turn something really bad into a work of art. Have you ever heard of the TV show Mystery Science Theater 3000? It's an American television comedy series created by Joel Hodgson that first started airing in 1988. It had a good run up until 1999 when it was cancelled. In 2015, a crowdfunded revival of the show led to 2 seasons being produced for Netflix that came out in 2017 and 2018 respectively. And thanks to a second successful crowdfunding effort in 2021, it seems that there will be more episodes produced. The show features a janitor that has been trapped by 2 mad scientists on an Earth-orbiting satellite. Monitoring his reactions in the research, the janitor is forced to watch a series of B-movies. In order to stay sane while doing this, he has crafted 2 robot companions that help him make amusing comments as the movies play. What we have here is a process called movie riffing. Why has the show gained such a cult following? Simply because it's fun. It's fun to come together and make fun of something really bad. This example shows that your witty commentary can turn subpar quality content into something great. We can also gather some inspiration from the Benshi themselves. You can talk over bad dialogue, skip scenes you think should have been left out, and crack the right jokes at the right time. Granted, your remote control or choice of movie player has some advanced settings, I'm sure you can also add your own slow motion scenes or speed things up when you think that they should be moving along. Are you watching the original version of Blade Runner and you wish to mute Harrison Ford's tired voiceover?
They don't advertise for killers in a newspaper. That was my profession.
Do it! Add your own! Do you want to pause in the middle of Hangover to add a personal anecdote about that one time you had 5 Long Island iced teas and woke up next to a pineapple? Go for it! Invite your friends over and have them exhibit their favorite films to the rest of you, but with the full creative freedom to turn these films into whatever they want. You can take the liberty to rewrite something that really sucks, like completely change the dialogue in Suicide Squad, oh god, it needs this so bad, or make your own live-action Snyder Cut. Number 3, it's a fun challenge for you and your friends. Don't feel like you have to do it all alone either. The janitor in Mystery Science Theater 3000 had 2 robot companions to help him out, and so can you. Create a team of your wittiest friends and let it be a challenge. Let each friend bring something unique to the movie. Assign everyone with a different segment and watch as the magic unfolds. The Benshi of silent film era Japan competed with each other to draw the audience to a specific theater. Just like that, let this be a fun challenge that involves handing out awards at the end of the evening for the most celebrated Benshi performance, best dressed, best impersonation, and so on. Heck, nowadays PowerPoint parties are a thing. Those are just parties where people come together to present PowerPoint presentations. Wouldn't it be even more fun if you were screening an enjoyable movie or TV episode? Number 4. No one does it anymore, you'd be hip before anyone else. For those of you who are still not convinced, would you maybe be swayed over to teen movie narration if I argued that you would 1. Be doing something barely anyone is doing anymore, and 2. You'd be reviving a long-lost art form. How many seemingly lost hobbies haven't been picked up again recently? Beekeeping, sourdough making, tracing your genealogy, taxidermy, bookbinding. The hipsters are at it. And what I'm suggesting here is that Benshi movie narration should be the next big hobby to be added to that list. The best thing? No one is doing this currently, so you'd be hip before anyone else. If people ask you what you're doing, you can kindly let them know that you are honoring a long-lost art form. You are creating art, and no one can take that away from you. Number 5. You'll share all your commentary on Twitter anyway. Chances are, you probably already share what you're watching online anyway. With the emergence of social media, new ways of connecting around film and TV have become a pivotal part of our daily lives. Social television is the union of television and social media where millions of people all across the world come together to share their TV experience with other viewers using just their smartphones. A great example of this is people live tweeting their reactions to Eurovision or sharing what they thought of the latest episode of Game of Thrones on Facebook, although admittedly that's a few years ago now. Back in 2011, the editor of Wired magazine, David Rowan, proclaimed social TV as one of the tech trends he expected to get traction that year. 10 years later, we can safely say that our phone is almost always out when we're watching things at home. A study made in 2014 by Nielsen, a global data and analytics company within the media industry, estimated that 80% of American TV viewers were watching TV while using another device such as their smartphone. I can't see that number getting smaller anytime soon. So, if you're already sharing your thoughts about content online, why not do it in real time with your friends? And here we have a bonus reason. There will be snacks. This is really only a bonus reason, but assign a friend or some friends to be in charge of the snacks. Make them evening appropriate. Just a simple Pinterest search on movie-themed snacks led me to a Titanic-themed ice cream float, Chewbacca cookies, and the Incredibles themed popcorn. You can let your creativity run wild here. I'd make cocktails named after the most iconic lines in the movie and let my guests pick what they wanted. If you're interested in any of the recipes I just mentioned, I will leave them in the description box below. Am I saying that all your upcoming movie nights should be narrated? Definitely not. But why not add another film experience to your repertoire and have fun with it? And that's it. Can you think of another reason why this would be a good idea? Or can you maybe think of reasons why this would be a terrible idea? Join the Biopic community by taking part in the discussion in the comments below. If you're inspired to host your own narrated movie night after watching this video, don't forget to notify me. You can add Biopic on Twitter or Instagram and show us what you're up to. I will share whatever pops up in our community in our upcoming videos, I promise. Before we end this, I want us to make a pledge. We can do it. We can make the world a better place. Let's pledge to turn the dialogue coming out of Joel Kinnaman's mouth in Suicide Squad into the literary masterpiece it has the potential to be. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week.